Welcome to 2024, ladies and gentlemen. And it seems that you've made the decision, if you've clicked on this video, obviously, that you want to start a side hustle or a side gig or try one of the gig apps of some sort. Maybe it's DoorDash, Uber, Grubhub, Amazon Flex, Walmart Spark. There's a bajillion different options, and there's only so many things that you can actually do in the gig economy. But we need to get one question out of the way before we can talk about anything else in the gig economy. Are gig apps even worth it? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kian, pronounced key in, because, you know, like how you put a key in a car. You get it. And today we're going to be talking about and just straight up answering the question, is gig apps and our side hustles in general worth it in 2024, considering previous years? Now, before we answer the overall question, we're going to have to answer a bunch of smaller questions and kind of build a tree as to where you currently stand and where your market stands to ensure if the gig economy is going to be worth it for you to entail going into 2024 and onwards. And the first question is actually a pretty simple one. Do you already have a job? If you already have a job, then that's where things get a little bit more complicated. Is it a part-time job, a full-time job? Are you working, 25 hours or less? Or are you already working 40, 50, 60 hours maybe? Because in that case, you're probably stretching your ability as to what you can even do in your spare time. And the gig apps that are around you in your market might not actually be worth that little bit of time you have left for the rest of your week. But if you don't already have a job or don't have like a standard W-2 job, or you're working less than 20 hours at that job, or maybe you're even working 20 to 25 hours and you have some flexibility in your schedule, then maybe we can actually begin to talk about whether or not these side hustles and gig apps are worth it for you. And one thing I'm going to talk about in this video a lot and on this channel going forward is this one phrase. It depends on your market. The market is going to decide everything when it comes to whether or not a side hustle is going to be worth it for you. It can decide your hourly rates beforehand with apps like Amazon Flex. It can decide the demand that you're actually going to have if you're doing something like food delivery or rideshare. It is a huge indicator as to whether or not you are going to be able to make significant money with these side apps and side hustles and gig apps going into 2024. So if you have the flexibility and if you made it this far into the video, for starters, make sure you drop a like on the video. Would really appreciate it. Helps the algorithm discover this YouTube channel, and it helps me along my journey as well, because I am alongside this journey just like a lot of you guys are there, probably starting this journey watching this video, and I would really appreciate it. But let's say that you're just starting out, going into 2024, you're going to try some gig app, you're going to try some side hustle going into the new year. You have to be able to have trial and error, but before you can even do that, you have to set your own goals. So this is another question you're going to have to ask yourself. How much money do I want to be making from doing DoorDash for 4 to 5 hours a day for the days I am not working my other job, or for the days that I want to dedicate to DoorDash going into 2024? Or how many rides and reservations do I want to do in a day driving for Uber, and how much time do I want to allocate to that app? And some of you might not even know what you want out of it until you start experimenting with it in your market. What I will say is that there's going to be a lot of different variables when it comes to these gig apps. One, you always want to be beating the minimum wage. If you're making less than minimum wage doing these gig apps and you cannot make more than it, and you're consistently making less than minimum wage, I don't think gig apps are going to be worth it for you in your market. But assuming you're above that, I would say the absolute bare minimum you want to be making on any gig app, side hustle, anywhere across the gig economy, the minimum you want to be making is $20 an hour on average. Now, when I say on average, I don't mean you have to be making $20 an hour every single hour you work. It's just an average, hourly statistic. So some hours you might be making a little bit less if you're in a slower part of the day, like for food delivery, for example, with something like DoorDash. You're probably not going to be getting the most demand in your market at times around noon to like 3 p.m. where the lunch rush has kind of already ended. So a more realistic goal for your market may be somewhere along the lines of like $15 to $18 an hour between those hours, depending on your market, of course. But for the morning times and for the dinner times, you want to be having much larger goals and aspirations. That's where you want to be shooting higher than $20 an hour. Maybe you want to shoot for $25, maybe even $30 an hour, depending on your market. Now, besides the hourly goals, you also want to have an overall goal of what you want to make for the day, because if you do not have goals, you are inevitably going to let yourself down a little bit because of not having large enough aspirations as to what you're going to accomplish, so you won't push yourself hard enough to accomplish those goals. So make sure you have goals set in place. It can be different varying on the day. It can be different varying on the app, but you need to be able to have goals before you approach any of these apps. So that way you can have a realistic mindset as to whether or not these apps will be worth it for you in the long term. Now, I know what a lot of you are probably going to be asking me specifically,
Ian, which app is going to be the best for me in my market?
And unfortunately, I don't know your market, so I can't give you a straight answer. I work in and around the Delaware to Philadelphia region, and it very much depends on what I'm trying to do or accomplish as to whether or not I can say anything is specifically worth it. My app of choice is Uber because I have a Tesla Model 3 and I get premium rides with Uber and premium reservations as well that are just significantly better than any other gig app side hustle that you can name. I'm consistently making anywhere from $50, $60 to maybe even $100 an hour, depending on the reservations that I get and the time that I'm actually working for Uber. But I can't tell you, who may just be driving like a regular Toyota Prius like I used to drive when I was doing DoorDash like solely and exclusively before I ever touched Uber. When I was doing DoorDash and I just had a Prius, I can't shoot for $50, $60, $100 an hour. I was happy to get $25 an hour consistently and, you know, go off an 8-hour day with $200 in my pocket. That was good for me in my market. But I can't tell the older Toyota Prius version of me, hey, you need to start making $100 an hour or it's not going to be worth it for you, because that's just super unrealistic. So don't set your goals too astronomically high. Just make it something to ensure that the side hustle and the gig app that you're doing is going to be reasonable for you going into the new year and going well past that as well. But what I would say over everything else is that you need to be able to experiment and you need to be able to fail. Because I have some bad news for you. You're going to have good days, but you're also going to have bad days. There are going to be days where you don't make a lot of money. There might even be days where you don't make any money at all. Things happen, you know, things get in the way. Sometimes you're just not in the right place at the right time, and sometimes you just don't get offers or orders, and you kind of have to hang your head down low and accept defeat. That just happens sometimes. Now, making no money in a day is a lot more dramatic, and for a lot of you, that probably won't happen if you're in a busy market, but I can't completely write it off the list. Just don't expect it to happen often, of course. And then especially if you're going to be doing a side hustle or a gig app that revolves around driving, another big question is it worth it to be driving your car to do these jobs, to do these side hustles and gig apps? Like I said, I have an electric vehicle, so it's perfectly worth it for me because all I do at the end of the day is plug my car in and I call it a day. And if you have a gas car like a Toyota Prius or something that gets good mileage on the road and doesn't cost too much for just regular gas, then you're probably okay to be doing any of the gig apps that you want to, as long as you're managing your money when it comes to expenses with gas. Ooh, my hair is all over the place. But if you have like a giant gas guzzler car, and whilst the space is nice, the gas is just so incredibly bad in comparison to something like a Prius, you might want to reconsider driving any gig app in your market if that's the only car you have as an option, or you just have to be incredibly picky with the offers that you get. And that is another thing that we have to talk about that I will definitely be making a bunch of different videos on for every single app, is acceptance rate. A lot of these gig apps, DoorDash, Uber, etc., have specific forms of acceptance rate where they want you to take all of the orders that they're giving you. But it's the question of, are all of those orders going to be worth it? Almost a majority of the time in every single market, the answer is no, but there are exceptions to the rules. Figure it out in your own market, experiment, see if that every single offer you're getting from DoorDash, if you're getting high quality offers or if you're getting low quality offers, you have to be able to weigh your own odds there. And then outside of a lot of the food delivery apps, you also have to look at a lot of the shopping apps like Instacart and Walmart Spark. Do you have enough space in your car available to be able to do apps like Instacart and Walmart Spark, where you can not only shop for people's orders, but actually fit all of their order in your car to be able to deliver it to them? Because space might be another issue that you have to have concern over. And then the final tier of gig apps in this scenario, I would say, is rideshare. Are you even comfortable having people you've never met before in the back of your car? Do you qualify with Uber? Do you qualify with Lyft? I actually don't qualify with Lyft. I'm too young in my city. I am too young. I'm only 22 and they need me to be 25 to drive for Lyft. So got a few more years for that, but I'm A-okay with Uber. So it just depends on your market. It depends on your scenario. It depends on your car. It depends on the world that is kind of around you. So let's say that you've checked off every single box that I've recently just brought up and you are ready to go into 2024 with a side hustle, with a gig app. Where do you start? I would start by saying get the sign up portion of as many apps done as you possibly can first, because a lot of apps, especially in your cities, might put you on the wait list. So if you wait until January 1st, 2024 to sign up for the gig app, like, or you wait until the very day that you were going to set your New Year's resolution to it, you might end up having to wait another few weeks or months in order for them to take you off the wait list so you can actually deliver with these apps. I actually had that scenario with Instacart where I got waitlisted for like 4.5 months before I was even approved to drive. And unfortunately, in my market, Instacart just is not worth it for me. So I waited all of that time for nothing. But overall, at the end of the day, it's just very dependent on what you're willing to put into the gig and what you are physically capable of doing alongside the gig. Are you physically capable of lifting things? Are you able to lift boxes above 50 pounds? If not, things like Amazon Flex probably won't be good for you. Are you able to carry a lot of groceries in your car? If not, gigs like Instacart and Walmart Spark might not be your forte. Do you even have enough cup holders in your car to actually store a few extra drinks? If not, you might need to get a bag specifically for holding drinks, or straight up food delivery might not be an option for you. But all of these variables are things that you're going to have to face at one point in time going into a lot of these gig apps. But do your own research, study your market, experiment, and figure out what works for you in your market for you to decide and answer the question, are gig apps and side hustles worth it for me in 2024? Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, obviously, please leave a massive thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already and want to see more content like this on the Key and YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We're going to be getting out at least one new video every single week. I'll try to do more if I physically can, but I'm going to ease into this a little bit slow, you know, in terms of the gig economy. I'm going to try to make as many videos as possible, but I don't want to burn myself out right at the beginning. So with all that said and done, I hope you guys are super successful in 2024 and stay cool.